Hey guys, so this is day 2 of chapter 2, so you need to make sure you have this packet in front of you. So we've already done the first 2 pages, so your page needs to look like this for today's lesson. So it needs to say inference at the top and have this globe and everything. So I'm going to read the directions, and you guys are just going to do this, and that's all you have for social studies for today. So every time we have an assignment, the first thing we need to do is read our instructions so we understand what we need to do for our assignment. Let's go ahead and do that. It says this map shows population density across Earth. Use what you have learned about the impact of location, climate, and natural resources to answer the question. So some of these guys are not you're going to have to make an inference. So you're going to have to make an educated guess based on what you learned yesterday and the information provided with you today. Some of the answers are not going to be right here on this piece of paper. You're going to have to use those brains of yours. Okay? So number 1, it says which 2 locations on the map have the highest population density? So when you're reading this map, you may not be able to read it super great on the screen, but if you look at yours, at the bottom here, it has the legend for the population density. So it says people per square kilometer. So the lighter the color, that means the less the people. The darker the color, if you move this way, that means they have a bunch of people in that area. Okay, so this is going to be low. Let me go ahead. So we have our low population density over here, and then the darker color is our high population density. So now go ahead and let's look at number 1. Number 1 says, which 2 locations on the map have the highest population density? You will be able to find the answer to this question if you look at the map. Remember, it says 2 locations. So go ahead and pause the video if you need more time. Now, number 1 also has another part to it. It says make inferences to explain why. So it's asking you, why do you think these 2 locations on the map have this high population density? You can use any prior knowledge at all. So look, if you look, F here says it's northern Russia. If we look back here, this is what northern Russia looks like. It is the Arctic tundra. So we know that since it's pretty much a frozen Iceland, like the movie Frozen, there's not a lot of people that are going to live there. So it tells you over here, this key tells you where these locations are and what the names are. So use your prior knowledge to answer and make an inference to explain why. Remember, we're in middle school, so we need to be writing full sentences. You can say, I think location blank and blank have the highest population density because blah, blah, blah. You need to have full sentences. Go ahead and pause the video so you have time to answer this question. All right, number 2. It says, why do so few people live in location E? So if you look at location E, is right here. Oh, I don't know why it doesn't like me today. So this is location E. I guess I'll make it to color for you. All right, E is the Sahara Desert of Northern Africa. So you're going to say right here, again, full sentence, why do you think there's few people that live in the Sahara desert of northern Africa? Go ahead and pause to answer this question, and then hit play when you're ready to move on to question 3. All right, let's look at question 3. We're almost done. We got 2 more. It says locations A and F have low population density. Explain why climate is a likely factor. So let's go look at the map. So location, I'm going to use pink this time. Location A and location F. So let's see here. Location A says it's northern Canada. Location F says it's northern Russia. Again, use that prior knowledge to answer this question. Why do you think that climate is probably a likely factor to why not a lot of people live in these areas? Go ahead and pause the video and click play when you're ready to move on to the next question. All right, let's look at our last question here. It says, which part of the United States has a higher population, eastern or western? So let's answer this first part first. Let's look at our map. Our map does not give us a compass rose. So what we can do, we can tap into that prior knowledge, and you can create your own compass rose, which gives us our cardinal directions right on the side. I like to say Norman eats soggy waffles. And you go clockwise when you're labeling it. So we have north, east, south, and west. So D is going to be east, and C is going to be west. So if you look at question 4, it says, which part of the United States has a higher population? D or E. So you're really going to have to look at the picture. It's not a very good picture on this video, but if you look at your map, you can tell which side has darker colors, has a high or a low, based on the color. So go ahead and pause the video and answer this question. All right, let's answer the last part of question 4. It says, use your knowledge of the United States climate and resources to explain why. So you're going to have to think about why the eastern or the western has a higher population density. Use your prior knowledge, think about the climates, and you think about the location, the ability for resources. So remember, this is an inference. You're not going to get all of the information. The answers are not in front of you. You're going to have to use what you have learned to answer this question. All right, and here's our last little part for this page, and we're going to be done for today. It says, our interesting fact. In 2016, the world population was close to 7.5 billion. That was 4 years ago. That is super interesting. We can actually, let's look at what the world population is now. We're at 7.8 billion. So it increased by 0.3 billion people in the past 4 years. So, since you guys did a great job using your brain and being able to write out these inferences, this is all we have for social studies today.